Well, they say that size doesn't matter, but then they also say that bigger is also better. In Elite Dangerous, size is quite often an illusion. But with ships coming out now, such as the Panther Clipper and all the other big ships, I think size is really important. And what do we mean by that? Well, Elite Dangerous has long been about aspiration, getting to the bigger, better ships. The new ships that have been coming out are kind of being medium ships, with the Panther Clipper being the first of the large ships that we've really seen from the new range of ships that Frontier have been distributing us via the Ark store for early access, and then in-game shortly after for in-game credits. But now we've got the Panther Clipper, and what a hauler it is. I mean, given the current community goals that are out there, you can honestly say that everyone is hauling in a Panther Clipper because of the sheer volume you can get, plus the upgraded size of the cargo bays and making it a quintessential trader. I don't see anybody rocking around in a Type 9, or even a cutter for that matter. It's all about the Panther Clipper. But it's not just the only huge ship that you could potentially have in Elite Dangerous. If you look at Elite's history, there are also classic ships like the Boa Mk II, the Griffin Carrier, and also the Tiger Trader from all the other Frontier games that we've seen. Are we going to start seeing those? These are all been icons from Frontier Elite 2 and First Encounters. But, of course, it could also all be about scale. And for me, in Elite Dangerous, scale is perhaps one of the most misunderstood aspects of ship design in Elite Dangerous. So let's take a good old fan favourite, the Asp Explorer. Some people say it looks like a flying dinner plate, and it doesn't look particularly huge, right? But it's actually, if you look at the dimensions, longer than a Boeing 737. And that's 56.5 metres versus the 737's 39.5 metres. Either way. So, why don't these ships feel as large as they are in Elite Dangerous? And I think, for me, it's quite surprising. And I think it's all down to the cockpit and the windows, especially on the Lakons. Now strap in and bear with me on this one. The cockpit and windows. Oversized cockpits make these ships, I believe, look more like scaled up starfighters than perhaps multi-deck megastructures or ships as what they are. I mean, just look at the Type 9. I mean, there's multiple levels on that. Look at the Panther Clipper. It's all one flat open bridge. Even if you look at the early concepts that you see bombing around, the Type 9 originally had a tiny bridge wedged into an industrial frame, but in-game, huge, massive Lakon windows. And therefore your scale of the ship is lost. But now Frontier, I think, is doing something different. Now with the Panther Clipper, like I said, a very naval, authentic design. Instead of a cockpit, proper bridge. Subtle, recessed, imposing. And yes, I think that's intentional. If you look at what they're saying now with the Type 11 Prospector, that seems to be a bit different, with that bridge, although big windows as well, off-centre. A lot of people were concerned prior to the release of the Panther Clipper of whether or how it was going to fit through the mail slot, given the sheer size of the ship. David Braben himself responded to a fan and said, "It'll just fit." So hey, no problem. These huge, large ships are kind of constrained to the current form of landing pads, design, the design of fleet carriers. They have a large pad. I think a lot of people were thinking, well, is there going to be an extra large pad coming? Well, there hasn't been. Everything's been made to fit, with very cunning folding origami type ships. And this folding and transforming of the ships, I think, is very welcome, especially by the player community. And it's us at the end of the day who have got to look at these things. The art department has done a fantastic job. I think Commander appreciation for the design that's coming out has been strong and has been positive. A few people have been saying, oh, I don't like it, but you can't really please everybody. I mean, I don't think design really is an issue, and it certainly isn't a new issue. I mean, like I say, all the early concepts for Elite Dangerous that are available in the Art of Elite Dangerous by Frontier Developments do show far smaller cockpit enclosures. Either way, I think this course correction is on point. The Panther Clipper reflects a more restrained cockpit-to-body ratio, drawing clear inspiration from its blocky predecessors from Frontier Elite 2. The Mark II sports that wide forward bridge, more in line with naval architecture than personal aviation, and that approach, I think, I hope, is going to follow on for other ships that they bring out. I mean, looking ahead, the other legacy ships, the Boa, that sort of thing, what are we going to see them? Are we going to see an Anaconda Mark II? Ship scale, I think, does matter. Not only for immersion, but also for gameplay, balance, and that visual storytelling. Now, whether you're flying a Sidewinder and nimbly threading the needle into an Oculus starport, or whether you're flying a Panther Clipper and just letting autopilot take care of the nasty, that's up to you. The size should feel consequential, not inconsequential. And with Frontier, I think, finally acknowledging this in both art and engineering, I think the future of Elite Dangerous ship design looks more grounded, more grandiose than ever. Though I was surprised that the Prospector, the Type 11, was coming in as a medium ship. I was kind of hoping for a large one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Are you happy with the scale of the ships in Elite Dangerous? Do you think I have a point, or I'm just having a bit of a ramble? What do you think of the Type 11? Lots of questions there, everyone. Take it easy. I've been Ricardo. This has been Elite Dangerous. I'll see you soon.